Hey guys, welcome back. Now, with Uptober doing exactly opposite of what it's supposed to, we are going to be looking at why everything still is right on track. Even though, yes, the last 6 months have sucked, even though, yes, crypto appears to be struggling right now, yes, it may appear crazy right now, like this has never happened before. However, in this video, you're going to see that crypto has in fact done this before and many times. So we'll be covering the latest price action to decipher what the hell is going on. Then we'll see where we're at in the 4-year cycle and what may be coming next. And then we'll finish with the biggest developments from all around the world in just the past couple of weeks. Okay, so with Uptober falling flat on its face so far, let's check in with the latest price action and see what the hell is going on. So jumping in on the Bitcoin chart, looking at the monthly, and we're going to try and find out what is going on as we are in October and we were promised a good October, and so far it is negative. So the main thing I want to cover here is looking at this on the monthly, we can see what's going on really doesn't look that bad. Bitcoin has recovered back into the trading range, which it's been in for quite some time. Now, if you didn't know, historically, when the halving happens, prices don't just go bananas right away. If you didn't know, it's approximately 6 months after the halving that Bitcoin begins to break out. So where are we at? Well, the halving happened in April, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the 6th month. So it's very normal that the breakout doesn't come until October, and here we are. So with it being only the 4th, there is still lots to play for. And the second thing to point out here is that this bull market may have already started. As while everyone is freaking and panicking about what's going on right now, everyone's probably already forgotten that just 2 months ago, Bitcoin was at $50,000. So this is going to be the key line in the sand, because if that holds $50,000, then the bull market has in fact already started. Although it may not feel like it, if this now is just a series of higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, then it actually started 2 months ago. So that is the key line in the sand. When we look at Ethereum, it's still Ethereum at about 2,100. So still that line is held. And with Solana, 2 months ago, it had dropped down to about $110. And it's now back into its trading range. So the bull market may have already started 2 months ago. And finally, the most savvy of us all will realize actually the bull market starts at the bottom of the bear market. So really, officially, the bull market started here at Bitcoin at around $15,000. And it's just a messy up and down, sideways consolidation all the way to the top. Now, looking at seasonality, and this is where we've discussed about this Uptober, in short, saying that historically, generally, it should be a very good month of about 20% on average. So Bitcoin is down already about 3%, but in crypto terms, this can be recovered in literally 1 hour. So this isn't looking too bad. Now, when it comes to the altcoins represented by Ethereum, it is a little bit more, and it's about 8%. So it looks like it's breaking trend. However, these seasonality charts can be a little bit misleading. I remember just last month when it came to September and we were saying that it's likely going to be a red timber. Well, in this month, it was down about 10%. So it was in fact a red timber, but then the crypto market can swing very, very quickly. And all of a sudden, it looks like September was a good month. And I guarantee probably a year from now, I'll come back to this chart. I'll look at September and I will have totally forgotten that it was down a negative 10%. I'll just look at this and think it was a strong month. So just bear that in mind, because this can still finish in the green by 30%. Don't believe me? Well, check this out. If we go back to Ethereum's chart, we can see that in any given month, it's extremely volatile. So a good thing about the candles is that you get to see the absolute bottom and the top for a particular month. And let's just take 2 months ago, Ethereum, when it hit this bottom range, and then there's a movement there of 53%. So in any given 1 month, Ethereum can move up to 50%. And that's just recently. So there's nothing to say that by the end of October, this could be plus 40%. So just something to bear in mind. And we're also about 1 month away from the election. And it's safe to say that if Trump gets elected, there will be millions of people with their finger ready over the buy button to send crypto to the moon. So for me, it's incredibly difficult not to feel bullish for Q4. And even if we get another drop of 10%, it doesn't mean we can't finish strong. Now, one chart I'd like to add in for this week. It is the search trends for Bitcoin. And this is data for the last 5 years. And it kind of represents what's going on with retail. How many people are searching for the term Bitcoin on Google? Now, it shows that 100%, this was the absolute max. And this was the peak of the last bull market. So obviously with crypto cycles getting bigger and bigger and bigger, next time it really should be up here, making the previous one look really, really small. And as of right now, we are under this 25. I'm guessing it's a percentage chart. So retail, this cycle, search volume, virtually non-existent right now, which says to me this whole thing has not yet even started. Now, jumping into the 4-year cycle, where we can clearly see what's happened in the past and where we're at right now. So remember, the start of the bull market officially really is here. We've had this mega uptrend. We got taken way above where it should have been before the halving, setting a new high before the halving, which was something that had never been done before. And boy, did we pay the price, as prices had to come down in this painful sideways action. And as I've said before, if prices just nicely grew from here, everybody would have been extremely happy. But being given something artificially and then it being taken away has felt a little bit like crap, let's be honest. However, let's just knock out this first cycle and see where we're at. So essentially, we are pretty much again right on track. Prices have come down to where they should be, below the previous cycles, below the one just gone, and we've now got this clean space for the final part of this bull market. My base case is a 10x from the bottom, bull case being a 15, and I'll be incredibly surprised if it ever gets to a 20x again. And as we can see in a different way here, the bull market from this most recent correction may have just started here. Although we are higher and it feels turbulent, it may have already started. Now, I don't think it's going to be going back above these trends. This vertical move of the last cycle was when the Fed was printing more money than they ever have in history because of what happened in COVID. Obviously, 2 cycles ago, it'd be very difficult now to catch this line, but finally, we are right on track. Several big news pieces for this video. The first one is good news for XRP holders, as an S1 form has been submitted by Bitwise for an XRP ETF. And on the back of that, XRP, Ripple, had also just made a partnership with one of largest crypto exchanges in Latin America, and this is to do international payments. So there's been some good news for XRP. Bhutan, which is a tiny country with a GDP of only around 3 billion, and it was discovered that they've got over $780 million in Bitcoin. So where is Bhutan? Well, on the other side of the world, we have India, which is here, and this is China, and Bhutan is this tiny little country here, right on the precipice of the Himalayan mountains. So this is Mount Everest, which I'm sure everybody's heard of, and randomly, the government of Bhutan has put almost a third of their GDP into Bitcoin. Next, we had more news from Visa, and they've been helping banks to test tokenized assets. So as we all know by now, tokenized assets is going to be one of the big things that happens in this next cycle, and this is a massive use case finally for blockchain technology. And Visa, being one of the biggest payment networks in the world and helping banks, these are the guys with the most money get onto blockchain. So this is great to see. MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor just hasn't stopped. He is buying as much Bitcoin as he possibly can. And he probably knows it's about 6 months after the halving where things really begin to move. So he's been scrambling to acquire as much Bitcoin as possible. And I think over the next 6 months, you are going to be seeing a very happy Michael Saylor. We also had some development with BlackRock and the spot Bitcoin ETFs. And this time, the SEC surprised a lot of people by approving options trading for the spot Bitcoin ETFs. So they extradited this and brought it forward. And one of the guys from Bloomberg points out that this wasn't really expected until May next year, but this is a huge win for the Bitcoin ETFs as it'll attract even more liquidity, which will in turn attract even more big fish. Great to see. Recently, in the last couple of days, we saw that PayPal, again another payments giant, has now allowed businesses to buy and sell crypto. So this is great, allowing businesses to add initially Bitcoin and Ethereum to the corporate balance sheet. Also great to see. Then this news was massive. Bank New York Mellon, which is actually the oldest bank in the US, and they have got over $2 trillion of assets under management, and the SEC surprisingly has given approval for them to custody Bitcoin and Ethereum with a door to other crypto assets. So this in itself is massive, massive news. It's great for crypto adoption. And then finally, a nice little chart from Plan B, which reminds us all of a very important point when it comes to the crypto market. Now, if you're getting frustrated because prices have just gone sideways or even trending down for the last 6 months, and it can be frustrating and feel like this has never happened before and it's unique and it sucks, well, this is a great chart to show that of the 3 of the 4 years in a crypto cycle, they're pretty much just going sideways with massive crashes, massive runs, and loads of ups and downs in between. And it's happened again and again and again. And in fact, crypto, you could say, is just massive sideways action for 3 years with about a year of an explosive move. 3 long years of just going sideways with a very short period of a massive move. 3 long years of sideways action, and I think everybody knows right now what is due next. With the promise of a strong Uptober, things haven't quite got off to a flying start. Well, the last part of the bull market may have already started. As we've probably all forgotten already, just 2 months ago, Bitcoin was at $50,000. So it's likely that the bull market has already started. As we saw in seasonality, Ethereum is down 8%. However, we also saw that any given month can fluctuate up to 50%. So plenty of time still to finish strong. And that final chart from Plan B reminds us all that crypto for 3 of the 4 years basically just goes sideways in a massive sideways pattern with hundreds of ups and downs along the way. And that one up year is probably coming very, very soon. So, as it stands, the final part of the bull market probably has already started when Bitcoin was at $50,000. Still lots of time to finish Uptober. A Trump win would ignite the crypto market, and historically it will be 2025. That is the explosion year. So, still all to play for. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Now for me, I can't help but start feeling incredibly bullish right now. Even if we get another 10% drop from here, I think it's all still on track. Any questions or comments, just post them below. However, just remember to get rid of 100% of the comment spam and trading bots that plague YouTube comments. We are trying out the new SuperThanks Commenting system. So to get your question or comment read and replied to, or just to say thanks, then use SuperThanks below. And for now, just to say, if you did enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.